Afternoon and good evening and grand rising to all. Um, so I won't try to make this like vid a long one. I just mainly want to title this. Now, mind you, we just did the numerology, right? Just a brief skim of all the numerology. On this particular one, though, I want to get more metaphysical, and just so y'all can know a little bit of backtrack about my intent. Um, my people, carbon people, and even those who are of different uh, races in a sense. Uh, Latinos, you are people too, although most or have Latinos have the conquistador in them. So you have a choice to choose your people, your Olmec side, or Aztec or Incan side, or the Caucasoid side, or the conquistador side, if you will. It's not to say all Caucasians are bad and you know, so on and so forth. But at the same time, there is a choice. So I leave that to y'all. I just want to be very precise in the sense to who I say when I say my people and my soul people. Those who, because not everyone in this piece has souls. Believe that, y'all. But let me move forward with the lecture itself. Um, and that's half. There's I don't know if y'all know this, my people, but there's a whole half of Latino brothers and sisters who are all copper toned and things of that nature, like us, like how they originally looked. They have, been under certain circumstances, just like not certain circumstances. They have been under the foolishness and the tomfoolery that is this system, just like us, in a sense to where they lighten them up the best they could. Everywhere around the world they can't stand dark skin. So, I mean, for those who, that have that hatred in their hearts and things of that nature. And, there's 2 counts of melanin. I'm going to just end this and I'm going to get to the lecture. There's 2 counts of melanin, so y'all can know. There's skin melanin, and then there's neuromelanin. Neuromelanin is responsible for your pineal gland activation. That's that dark jet. And what is melanin, right? In the words of my brother the brother Marvin Jones, he's a great metaphysical brother. His channel is called Melanite Order. I have it saved in the playlist and things of that nature. I should definitely go check that brother out. But melanin is that dark jazzy intelligence, or in the beginning there was darkness, if you will. And through darkness you find the light, because what can exist without light? Darkness. What can exist without light? Darkness, right? But light can exist without darkness, because darkness is the void from which all colors come from. So just like in regards to the darkness, there's your neural darkness or neural melanin that's within you. And you can kind of a lot of times tell if someone has neuromelanin in them just by if they have brown eyes, even if they don't have this 9 ether hair that spirals up and things of that nature, even if they have um, jet black hair and things of that nature. You can tell by the eyes and certain, as I said, necroid features. But I don't want to just get into all the genetics and things of that nature, but just want to give a perspective of things. And it's not to say, oh, the more heavily melanated, the more heavily melanated you are, the more you're just going to be awakened or conscious, because you can have someone, a Incan, I don't really like saying Latino, but an Incan brother or sister, or an Aztec brother or sister, or one of your brothers or sisters over here in the Americas, also known as the Muir, or Moors as some call, but I would like to say Muir, Muur, um, as that was the original name of this place in North America, or the whole continent when it was connected. But moving forward, though, just want to give a backdrop on when I'm addressing who I'm addressing. Y'all, this is your science. Always remember that whenever I give out information, it's to help you, but it's up to you to choose it. Um, we all have our different paths. We all have our different walks. And with that being said, I'm about to walk mine. So, the biggest title of this is getting your ancestors out of a hell state. So, I just did want to say that, what is a hell state? A hell state, I don't know if you all have ever known about Dante's Inferno and things of that nature, but a hell state is basically a lot of our ancestors who were under what's called the Piscean age, which was the age of belief. What is the the slogan of Pisces, I believe, or I feel rather, but I firmly believe it's I believe or I feel. But in either case, that's based off that belief. And the archons, and for those who don't know what the archons are basically your people that are behind the scenes, and they're melanated. Like a lot of them are melanated. Like I don't want to burst our bubbles on people, but a lot of the people who put us in this position are just traitor people like us. You have to kind of consider it. We're the pinnacle of what any civilization would have been or could have been, and for us to be in this state now, where lesser beings, quote unquote, rule over us, it really wouldn't make any sense. In a sense of like how the pyramid builders and people who built the whole civilization and the fabric of what we know today, even this planet, get to where we are now, was because we had fellow deities, fellow carbon gods like us, betray us. And so just wanted to put that out there. But they use this Piscean age energy to subdue and put to sleep a lot of us as a people. But this was all written. This was all already known about by us. There's nothing new to the sun people. And with that being said, now that we're in the age of Aquarius, that's the slogan for Aquarius is I know. So now we're in that awakening energy. And I do want to emphasize that it is that I know energy. So it's no more of just, oh, well, there's something there, but I don't know. No, either you're going to know or you're just going to be on the fence and you need to move to the side and let others who are going to know, such as myself and others of you who are awakening and so on and so forth. That just I believe and I ain't never seen it and I can't feel it, but I know it. No, that's not going to fly in this age. And that's just me being honest with y'all because I care. Now, a hell state in a sense as well, it's a mindset too. So this is the third dimension. And above this is the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is also known as the astral plane. All of us go there when we sleep. Now, the fourth dimension is also, in a sense, the form of a hell state. Some aspects of it, because it's a whole plane that's just like Earth. Really, just to give some backdrop, this Earth was like in higher dimensions, the fifth and above to be exact. I know the fifth for sure, and it got brought down to this dimension that you see before you. And there are lower dimensions than this. There's the nether realms and things of that nature. If you want an example of this, also I'll show you to the God Marvin Jones again, Melon Not Order. Y'all go check this brother out. I got a lot of this information from him, and a lot of it just with study too. But if you want a good example of what the nether realms are, you can go look up the Chronicles of Riddick, the second movie. Oh shoot, and that will show you an example of what those realms can be. And they're way worse than this. So it's not to compare pain, but just to say, my people, and we're here to elevate this plane. But a lot of times, people who don't gain enough light or that are not in that I know mindset before they move to the higher realms get stuck in a certain realm, being the fourth dimension, and then are either reincarnated back here to learn their lesson again, or to make matters even worse to a certain degree, they're stuck up there and are used as energy sources and food sources for these archons. Even down here, it's the same thing, except you have a choice to break out of this and go to whatever you will want to go to. I mean, the imagination, not even the sky, the imagination is the limit in regards to your power, my people. And not to others too, but I know for a fact my people can do this, because this was our science. This is who we are and still are. And we haven't even forgotten. We're just remembering as far as our this mind, us being in this body, in this plane. But our souls already know this in a sense. So that's just a little backdrop of what hell states are, and how a lot of our people are in there via the age of Pisces energy, because that's how they got a lot of us to reincarnate here and things of that nature. And without getting too deep of it, it's already 9 minutes, so I'll let the last 10 or 15 or so be how to help those ancestors out of hell states. And a lot of them get there via religion. If they thought they was going to Jesus They can be in a hell state or ally. It's endless, especially if it's more so of a masculine energy and it's an energy that's not acknowledging the divine feminine. It's probably a situation where they're going to be in a hell state. Uh, but have no fear, because you're watching this as you're the Christos figure, the Christos figure. So you now have the power to liberate them out of that hell state via what I'm about to get into right now. One of the first ways to do this is ancestor altars. And by the way, you want to start with the ancestor altar, period. Whether you want to work with deities, work with your ancestors first. Coming from experience, and you can go look this up via some of the playlists I have. Work, and I'll repeat that one more time, work with your ancestors first. The reason being is because they're more closely connected to you. They're in your blood. You are them. You're in a sense an accumulation of all the greatness that they can be. And until like another person goes, and so on and so forth. For those who've watched the anime, it's coming to me, Dragon Ball Z. Again, as Saiyans grow, they get stronger and stronger. So you're the ultimate Saiyan right now. You're the ultimate deity right now, and you're still here on this plane of the living, which you have the opportunity to help them while you're here and gain enough light to, even when you ascend and go on, you can still aid them. So that's just, to let you know just how deep, helping your ancestors really is, if not just for the fact you're looking out for your family. So, an ancestor altar, and to be specific, how to set up an ancestor altar. How to set up an ancestor altar. You can get a plastic. It's best if you have not all materials from nature, so a wooden, like one of them wooden eating tables or something of that nature that you can purchase on Walmart or so. You want to set the 4 elements on there, which really there are 5. Ether is the 5th one, and ether is just another form for carbon and that melanin. So my people, you are the 5th element. So yeah, you want to have the 4 elements on there. You can use a candle for fire. Water, you can have water on there. Just a glass of water will do. Of course, I would advise to change out when it gets dirty and things of that nature. And earth, how can you do earth? You can put some dirt from the ground, or you can do a little bit more simple, which is this method I got from the brother Bro Yosef. Big all shade of that God. Y'all should definitely go check him out when you get a chance. You can use your hair or your blood as a symbol of earth, because you're connected to this plane. You are earth. Our bodies are earth. So you can use that as a symbol of earth, or you can just go get some dirt and stuff from outside. But you can get some hair sprinkled a little bit around the altar, because this is one of the biggest symbols of earth. And air, you can use words. You can write some words. That's what I did. Put on one of those small pieces of paper, wrap it up. You also want to have a skull. It's great to have a skull on there, and it doesn't have to be a scary looking skull to you, but it could be a skull that is just as a symbolism, because your mind speaks in, it's 3 ways, but one of the primary 2 ways is trauma and symbols. So with that being said, that's a symbol via your ancestors who already are passed on. But the skull is optional. But to the 4th element, we already went over air, earth, fire, and water. So that's all of them. So there you go. You want to have those on there, and to start off with, you can just place some water on there as an offering, and just put some intention in that water. Water it's just like cosmic water. Water is a denser form of or more solid form, I guess, in the sense of carbon, which is melanin, which is also the alchemic thing for that on the chart is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. Henceforth, the 666. They call you the beast in the Bible, but I digress. But moving forward, yes, that's another form of melanin. So carbonated people, again, you're just linking to another form of your skin, this vibranium suit, this dark jazzy intelligence that's either on your skin or within you, via the brown eyes and so on and so forth. But moving forward, though, that's like the basic setup of it. And I would also advise getting ancestor money and placing it on that altar. Now, you can buy this via Amazon. I definitely look at the reviews first, but definitely Amazon. You can go to your local metaphysical shop. You can go on there to go look up this, and or excuse me, go procure this and boom, place it on place. I normally place three because good things come in threes. Three is a symbol of balance. Three can also be a lockdown number, which but that's I'll get into a whole probably thing about archons and things of that nature later, but we can just stick to this for now, right? Um, so yeah, three. I usually just burn three nodes, and I do this Sundays, Wednesdays, and yeah, Sundays and Wednesdays, because normally, ideally, you kind of want to do it every day if you can, but just be consistency is one of the key things. Consistency, just having that consistency and giving that energy, because what you're doing is you're exchanging energy to your ancestors who may be lost. They may have, especially those who die violently or for no reason, they don't even know why they get, unfortunately killed or things of that nature. They're still, a lot of times they can be in that state for a very long time until they wake up, whether it's an ancestor of yours who was way back in the past or was already deified and they just want to look out. But that's not always the case. Some of y'all who astral travel, if you get the strength enough and the light enough, you can go literally in person and go help them out. So it doesn't just have to be that, but ancestor altar is a great paramount to that. So you can use ancestor money. Honey in a jar. You can get honey in a glass jar, leave it in sunlight for about a whole day or so, or half a day or what have you. Just at least give it like 5 hours. 5 is a portal number, so give it 5 hours or so. I would say, you could do 3 hours, but the longer the better, but at least, at the very most for a whole day. And you can also place that on the altar. And that gives your ancestors a great abundance of energy. And honey is an eternal thing. They can still find honey that was in jars from thousands of years ago. So just think about what that can do for your ancestors as well. So there's that too. And besides the ancestor money, there's also you also want to make sure you have great imagination and intention too. When you get to it, just doing these basics can be enough. But imagination and intention, and what do I mean by that? When, let's say, you place this water on the ancestor altar, okay, you got your 4 elements set up and all that good stuff, and you place this water as an offering to your ancestors. And for the intent, it's an offering. For the imagination, you can picture this water, and you picture a family tree. And this is really how simple alchemy is, my people. It's all one of this. Let me get that. We go. The star probably won. So this, boom, the Kabbalion by the 3 Initiates. Paramount book, not expensive at all, $7 or so. Not expensive at all. This gives you the 7 laws of Tahuti or Thoth, Thoth. One by that was inscribed on the emerald tablets. A Kemetic deity for those who don't know. And we're gonna keep rolling. Anyway, my bad, heard gunshots. But moving forward though, the Kabbalion, it gives you the 7 universal laws for which all this stuff is based off of, and that you can use to your advantage to make your reality as you see fit as a deity or as an alchemist. So just wanted to give some backdrop to that. But you're sending this energy out, you're helping your ancestors, you're healing them, and you can just, that's why I went to that too. One of the primary laws in the first law of the Kabbalion, or the 7 laws, 7 universal laws, is all is mind and the universe is mental. So with that being said, you can make sure that your mind is doing most of the work. Your mind and your heart really want to be one, so put your heart into it too, because you don't just want to be all mental. It all starts in the heart, or the heart chakra. And also, this is your 6th chakra, this is your 7th chakra, your crown chakra. But I'll get into chakras later. But it all starts in the heart. The heart is the gateway to everything, and any religion will tell you that faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. It's your word but no faith. Faith but no works. See how it goes in tangent with each other. So moving forward, there you go. You can just imagine this water purifying the leaves of your family tree, and just go from there. Keep the imagination up. You can look up different playlists on my YouTube channel, or just look up different visualization techniques in regards to ancestor altars or healing energy. Play some binaural beats too. That helps as well. I feel I've used that. 432 hertz is one of the frequencies of the universe. 5028 is it can be used as a positive frequency. My bad, y'all. Neighbors are doing a lot, so my bad. Just paying attention. But anyway, so yeah, that's just a couple of things that you can do in regards to helping your ancestors using crystals. Using crystals. Um, Tourmaline, the don't mess with me crystal. Also, I just want to put this out there. You can also use these crystals to help because your ancestors are within you. And as you start working with them, they'll start looking out because, okay, hey, this is my great grandson, so and so and so and so. I mean, even you have ancestors that are deities, by the way. I mean, you have deity parents too, but I'll get into that later. But some of y'all have, we have ancestors that are whole deities in these streets, in these spiritual streets. So, I mean, just like, I mean, deities as in just like you see Osiris, Horus, Shango, the Orishan pantheon, Shango, Apollo, all some of y'all are descended from these very deities. Some of y'all are those very energies. So I'm just not trying to throw it on you, but it is what it is. It's just how beneficial this can be for you. Because I kind of consider myself in the sense, or I kind of carry a vibration of the magneto vibration, where I want to see y'all just as powerful as I know y'all truly are. But it's up to you as a mutant, you as a carbon being, you as a deity, the goddess, the god, to make this happen. Or just the alchemist. You can keep it simple. If you don't feel comfortable with that shit, that's cool. Baby steps. Take the baby steps. Just the alchemist, you as the alchemist, you as the scientist, embody that energy and become more powerful. Become that Christos figure, not just for your family, but for yourself. Which leads me to this. Oh, I'll just get on the crystals real quick. Like tourmaline, amethyst, lapis lazuli. Yeah, lapis lazuli is on the pyramids. Lapis lazuli is like written that we use that in ancient Kemet, also known as Egypt. Even over here in the Americas, and I just want to say something too. We have a whole system here. You have to realize that Pangea thing is, well, y'all don't have to realize this, but look this up. This was Turtle Island. Everything broke off from this. This right here that we're on, the copper people of the Americas, you're on the motherland. Africa is just another version of that. I know a lot of people are going to get sour in the face with hearing that, but it's true. You can look up the Olmecs, the Washita, the Murs, M-U-U-R, Turtle Island. These red Indians that you see are just 1.1% of the true copper tone people were you, the Native Americans. That's why, we Cherokee, that your grandmother and grandfather kept saying that to you, because that's really what you are. Now what you mix with what you are. Blackfoot, Cherokee, Seminole, all that. This is our science, and this is what we did on a daily. We help brothers over there build the pyramid. So I just want to, again, it's going to get sour in the face. I get it, but hey, I'm not the type to just hold. I believe in giving the knowledge. So, you're welcome, regardless of whether you like it right now or not. Care for you, though. Send you good vibes. Moving forward, using your crystals. So we use crystals big time. As I said, amethyst, lapis lazuli, emerald. These are just a couple of crystals that you can use to aid in your spiritual work, whether it be just wearing them on you and setting an intent to, hey, I want to heal my ancestors. I want to heal the trauma of my ancestors. And for my carbon people, I mean, all the trauma that our ancestors dealt with, like, that's why some of our lives, we have certain traumas within us and we don't even know, certain fears within us and we don't even know why. Certain habits we have and we don't even sometimes consider why. It's because that trauma, just like the Willie Lynch letter said, once you do this to these Negroes, it will hurt them for like way after slavery is done, because they couldn't risk you using your mind. Why? Because all is mind and the universe is mental. And we taught this, my people. This was, this is basic knowledge for us, mind you, basic knowledge. So I don't want to make it seem like, it's very deep. No, this is basic knowledge. That we ain't even gotten to the deep stuff yet. But it's not that deep. Your soul already knows this. It's just whether you choose to remember for your conscious mind, your right brain, and your unconscious mind. There's your left brain, your conscious, right brain, unconscious or subconscious, and then your further the overall brain, which is the super unconscious, or conscious, subconscious, the unconscious. When all these commercials and these musical songs and stuff, they're talking to your subconscious. They bypass the tone, numbs your conscious, and they go straight into your subconscious. Hence why you can remember that song, if you really want to, because it's in your subconscious mind. That's all you're doing right now, placing your ancestors that are already in your subconscious mind and communicating with them and helping them. And some of y'all can even talk to them. Some of y'all already do talk to them in the astral. But I don't want to just get too deep into that. But yeah, you can use crystals to aid in healing their trauma via going to certain places, taking a spiritual bath. And yet sometimes you'll do it automatically without even realizing it. You may go to one building that one of your ancestors was, and they really wish they would have done right by a certain group of people or done right by this certain thing, and you may do that exact thing and not even realize it. So some of y'all have already done that in a sense, especially if you're looking at this vid, you probably already have. But moving forward though, just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. One of the other thing, the last thing is, you need to realize you're the Christ, and your mindset is key. In this case, in regards to your ancestors, I don't even want to get into the crystals people, but yeah, you are the Christ as a people, literally. But and because that's an energy, the crystals energy is an energy itself, not just one person. Or El Cristo Negro and El Cristo Negres in the Gnostic text, Gnosticism. Those are our ancestors who have a plethora, a great amount of knowledge like I do, but times 10, right? Like this is what modern Christianity was based off of, and a lot of what their religions were based off of. But the main thing all those religions were based off of was the 7 laws, 7 principles. Also, you see that caduceus, that's our symbol. This is your kundalini, this thing is your spine, that's your pineal gland, this is the wings you get once you awaken. We'll get into all that later, but yeah, realize you're the crystals, just as Christ helped the people and things of that nature, or had Heru, that Christ, that crystals, that Zeus, that solar energy. You're that sun for your ancestors now. You're on this plane. You had that opportunity. So help them as you see fit, and help them at, just look out. It's all I would ask. Just keep that in mind, because some of your ancestors are literally, for 50 plus years or so, have just been going through the same bad accident. I mean, you get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to guilt trip or anything, but the sooner you help them, the better. So hopefully this compels y'all to look out for your ancestors, and even if it doesn't, at least now you know, and you can't say you didn't know. So I leave that up to you in your own time or your own energy, because time and space are just a matter of perspective, and where you're at. So yeah, definitely put the energy into it. Looking forward to seeing y'all do great things, and that's all I got for this lecture. All right, peace.